Ready Check Radio.
Stand by as we get ready to serve up all your news this week in the world of gaming. Welcome to Gaming Gumbo. What's up, Internet? Welcome to Gaming Gumbo, Ready Check Radio's weekly gaming wrap-up show. It's Saturday. It's 7 p.m. Eastern. That means we are live. Twitch.tv/ReadyCheckRadio if you want to make it live. If you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, head on over to the website you see below, ReadyCheckRadio.com, RAIDEO. And in the upper right, all the socials are there. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Spotify, all of it. Click it all, follow it, subscribe it, tell your friends, notify it. You know, all that stuff that shows, hey, we'd like you to keep making these episodes. Because if you don't, I'm not going to make these episodes. I can listen to myself talk without recording it. So, I guess that might be more efficient. I don't know. It's something to consider. We'll get to it later. We've got a lot of important stuff to talk about today, and it is not pizza-related like our pre-show. Thank you to chat joining us live. But I've got a couple of hosts going to help me go through it. E3 a week away. What do you think, Jason?
I think we should be a more pizza-related podcast because, first of all, think of the sponsorship deals we get. There are no, gumbo restaurants. There's not Gumbo Hut or Dama Gumbos or whatever. You know,
Dama
if we were a pizza
Gumbos.
podcast, if this was gaming pizza, we could get all sorts of sponsorships.
Little Gumbos.
Little Gumbos. Yeah, there you go.
Little Gumbos. Also on the line, the resident artist of Ready Check Radio, Yod. How are you, sir?
What's up? What's up?
How you feeling about pizza?
I want a slice now, but
I know,
though I got
right?
a bunch of curry cooking, I want a slice.
I know, right? Freaking Mad
God
Martha
dang it.
in chat. It's like, oh, show starts. Cool. 5 minutes? Yeah, I'm going to go reheat some pizza. And all of a sudden, all of us are like,
Pizza.
want some pizza now. Want some pizza. Little Caesars are bust around here. Like, even the mom and pops, it's not great. It's not great.
Nah, we got a couple of good local joints around here, but, I'm also...
Everybody in my house likes Shelly pies right near us. I can't stand it. You talk about greasy Pizza Hut. Like, this is actual puddle of grease in the middle. And I'm just like, I'm out. I am out. Anyway, let's talk video games. I mean, it is a gaming podcast. E3.
There's pizza with gaming, right?
Right. I know, right? I should
We
be
type
eating
/pizza in chat.
I should be eating Sbarro right now and doing the podcast. That's what I should be doing. E3 schedule has been released. We are 1 week away from the event. All digital, of course, this year. You can go ahead and apply for your fan passes now. Press passes are done. Now we're on to fan passes. So if you want to get those passes, you can prove your worth through the application process of getting an E3 digital pass. It's not like every news channel, including us next week, including anything free to play over on mmobomb.com. It's not like we won't have it all for you there anyway. But we do have the actual schedule for the 4 days of events. It's going to be hosted by Alex Golden Boy Mendez, Jackie Ching, and Greg Miller. Obviously, lots of publishers going to be there to showcase stuff, press conferences, panels, the whole shebang. And it even says special celebrity guest appearances and more. Something tells me that it won't be Keanu Reeves. It'll probably... I'm going out on a limb right now. Prediction sure to go wrong. Here's my first one. That special celebrity appearances, none of them will include Keanu Reeves.
Keanu's got his own comic now, too.
Yeah.
Well, Ninja's got his own graphic novel. I got it down there.
Get it right here.
Right? Oh, you pixelated, so we couldn't see the art.
Any better?
Yeah, it is a little better. It's not great. It's not great.
Okay.
So it wasn't just your hub. It's something
not
else.
my hub.
It's
Okay,
something else. Answered that question real quick into the show.
Yep.
All right, so on next Saturday, the show kicks off at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So we'll probably have, gentlemen, a little bit to talk about. We'll have like the marquee opening, keynote stuff and some things. Obviously, we'll probably then cover the bulk of E3 the following week, since we'll have day 2, 3, and 4 will happen after next week's show. So plan on that if you're watching and you want to get our takes on E3. Day 1, we'll be able to react to most of that, if not all of it, on Gaming Gumbo next Saturday. But the real E3 special, if you want to call it that, would be the following week, 2 weeks from today. So day 1 will kick off with press conferences from Ubisoft, Gearbox, and a session with GamesBeat. And I got to say, Jason, I was kind of surprised that this was the kickoff lineup. It's not exactly who you think of, okay, who's going to kick off E3? Gearbox, maybe, but like Ubisoft, it's been a rough year to want to marquee your event with Ubisoft, I would think, right?
Like, they don't care. As long as they bring in the money and the eyeballs, they don't care. And they're not going to mention it all. Yves Guillemot will be there and he'll be like, oh, we had an interesting year. Now here's all our games.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not foolish enough to expect that they would address it or say something or anything. Like, no, absolutely not.
And Ubisoft does always have like that big spectacular. I think they did the marching band one year for Just Dance or something. So they have a pretty good opening show. They probably have. Is that the one that has Aisha Tyler doing their conferences all the time?
I'm not a fan of Aisha Tyler. Like, I respect her as a performer. I'm just not. Her comedy just generally. Like, I preferred, what was it, John Henson on Talk Soup. When Aisha Tyler took over Talk Soup, I was like, this isn't doing it.
You like Sbarro, so all your opinions are trash.
I do like Sbarro. So.
It's the best slice in town.
It's the best slice in the mall. Gearbox probably going to be announcing a few different things that were leaked. Now, these are all reported leaks. We don't know. One of which, of course, a Borderlands spin-off. Yad, I don't think anybody would be surprised if we saw some type of Borderlands thing announced at E3. I mean, they've been milking 3 in the different models for a while now. It's time for a spin-off or something, right?
It don't say. And wasn't there some other mention of some other Borderlands thing coming up that,
we're going to get to that in a second.
Adjacent?
Yeah, we're going to get to that one in a second.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
because I actually have a funny story for you, Jason, on the other Borderlands topic.
Here's a question that I have on whatever their spin-off thing is. Is it going to be exclusive to the Epic Game Store?
I'm going to go no. I'm gonna go no. Like they probably like the money they got off the Borderlands 3 deal, but when you get into like these side spins, you want the audience to be as big as possible, not the best deal on the exclusive launch. So I would assume that a spin-off of some type would probably go. Again, we're making predictions. They're gonna go wrong. I'll say no to that one, that if it's a Borderlands thing, it would not be EGS exclusive. Do you agree?
Yeah, probably.
Yad?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be. According to the list that they revealed, that was leaked, it's a Borderlands spin-off called Wonderlands and stars Tiny Tina. And yeah, apparently it was first claimed to be in development last month. Then Take-Two said it would publish a new Gearbox franchise before April of 2022, and that's where we're at with this one.
But is a spin-off a new franchise, really?
Yeah, I didn't understand how you can claim it's a new franchise either. That's a little weird.
Here's a crazy question. Battle Royale?
Oh, God, I hope not.
I hope not, too, but you always got to put it in there as a possibility.
Battle Royale.
I can't.
Really?
Oh, man, if I got to make a prediction on that one now that you said it, I don't know. I think since this is saying, or at least the leak is saying that it's stars a specific character, I'm going to go with no, not a Battle Royale.
Yeah. And they had a lot of like DLC stuff for Borderlands 2. So maybe it's just that,
yeah,
really, just like an add-on or whatever. So
yeah.
Maybe spin-off is not quite the right way to put it, but whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, and calling it a new Gearbox franchise is even a worse way of putting it.
Sure.
Jason Schreier, by the way, does tweet and confirm that these leaks are valid, but where he differs on these is that you might not see all of these at E3. He's like, these leaks are real, but I don't know if they're all actually going to be at E3. So this is just kind of speculation on what they might show. The other big thing that they might be showing here, according to these leaks, is a new XCOM game. Which are either of you XCOM fans?
Old XCOM.
Oh, like 1
It's
or
not really an
2?
XCOM game.
Yeah.
I have the recent ones. I'm a big fan of the originals too. I love the XCOM franchise. Well, I like strategy, tactic type stuff anyway, and turn-based. Although I didn't buy Atlas Rogues, Jason. I don't understand.
You and everybody else.
Yeah, just about all of us didn't buy that. So I got
Wow.
really excited about this. I was like, sweet, new XCOM. I'm totally on board. They've been doing a great job with them lately, too. And then I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm interested in this one anymore. Because this is kind of a weird crossover for me. They're looking at potentially a Marvel XCOM game. A Marvel XCOM
I was
game.
reading the article and it wasn't quite clear how they wrote it. Did they mean like an XCOM Marvel
No, it's-
crossover or
I don't think
a
it's a
XCOM
crossover.
style?
Yeah, no,
game
I
with
think what they
Marvel
meant was a
characters?
Marvel game in the style of XCOM.
Turn-based strategy.
Yeah,
games.
turn-based
stuff
strategy.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's fine. I mean it's Marvel. You get the characters going. You get a little storyline, and you play it like a turn-based strategy game. I don't
Yeah.
see a problem with
Yeah,
that.
I could totally see it being good for, people that really like Marvel and are okay
Right.
with that style of game. I just personally, I lost total interest because I was like, I don't care enough about the IP.
Yeah.
I
Really?
just don't care about the Marvel characters enough to warrant buying a $60 XCOM. I'll go play XCOM
But-
instead.
I was about to say, but you bought the $60 Avengers game, didn't you?
I did
Yeah,
because I like
well,
looter shooters enough that I wanted to buy
Okay.
that and was okay with the heroes being a part of it. And boy, did I get burned. Boy, did I get
Not
Mike
gonna happen
burned.
again.
Yeah. Finally, the leak also claims that 2K is going to publish a new action game described as Cthulhu meets Saints Row.
Are they just making that game for Q?
Right?
Right?
This is literally
It's like they're
tailor-made for
marketing
Q.
right toward her there.
I'm all
Yeah.
down with Cthulhu stuff. I love that mythos and everything. I wasn't a huge fan of Saints Row, but I'm not a huge fan of GTA. I play those very, very casually, but I do enjoy them when I do play them. So I'm interested. Like, you got my eyebrow raised. That's where I'm at on this one, Jason. You got my eyebrow up, and I'm peeking at you, but I haven't pre-ordered. What does this do for you?
Yeah, it's not a pre-order. It's like we're gonna hear about 18. If we heard like all the leaks, we hear about 83 different things that are like, oh, that sounds kind of neat, but I don't know if I care that much about it. That's gonna be like 80, like I said, about 83% of what we see at E3 is gonna be in that same category, probably.
Probably. They
Yeah.
describe it as an
Totally.
open world sci-fi title with supernatural elements. I mean, that's exactly what I think of when you say Cthulhu meets Saints Row. I know as soon as we said that, though, Jason, you're right. Q was like finding dollar bills, pennies, whatever was handy, and just chucking them at her monitor.
Raiding the couch.
Yeah,
cushions, you know.
absolutely. She was just
I like-
making phone calls, cashing in favors.
tearing down the roof and selling off shingles or something.
Right.
Yeah.
The other part of that opening is Ubisoft. Yeah, I would expect a lot of this to probably be more elaboration, first off, on the Division kind of timeline that they released that we talked about a few weeks ago with Heartland, the free-to-play version, and the new expansion for Division 2 and the movie and the series and all that stuff.
Right.
Where else do you think Ubisoft might go?
I mean, they're still involved with the Mythic Quest TV show, I believe. So they might be talking something about that. I think because that season's wrapping up soon. I don't know what else they would be. I don't think there's anything else new on the horizon for them because Division is their
Well, they got.
big
I mean,
thing,
they
right?
got Far Cry 6, but we all know about that. I think they might go a little more in depth
That's
with
right.
that one.
Is it time for
There
a new
was-
Assassin's Creed yet?
I don't think Assassin's Creed yet, but there is the talk of the Far Cry movie. There's some stuff that came out
Right.
for that. but that's also video game adjacent and not directly. So they might do a little mention of that, just like with Borderlands and their little thing.
Right.
So maybe that, but yeah, like, I think it's Assassin's Creed time yet. It's probably going to be mostly Division, which I can't wait to see the TV series stuff tie into that.
So do you think we see? Do you think we see? Let's go with some predictions here. I'm going to throw some titles out. Some of them might sound ridiculous. Then just answer no. That's fine. Do you think we see an Assassin's Creed of some type, Jason? Not necessarily the next in the main line, but Assassin's Creed there in some way.
I think in some way you have to have one of your premier franchises show up.
All right, you say yes. Level. I say yes too. What do you got, Yod?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna buck the trend.
You know, Jason's writing these down. I mean, he's gonna. I know he is. He's gonna come back next week. And
got it all in my head.
Star Wars. Remember, they picked up that IP earlier in 2020 when it was kind of snagged away from EA. Ubisoft grabbed one of them. Remember? Do we see anything on that? I don't remember,
but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I completely blanked on it. I think we might see something on Star Wars then.
I mean, yeah, if they're gonna, if they did that, then yeah.
Yeah. If they snagged it.
Let me see.
I'm looking up. Ubisoft and Lucasfilm Games announced new story-driven. That was in January.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see something on that. A little mention.
How about I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say no on that one. Actually, I think since they just announced, and I'm getting some echo off of one of the two of you here. Since they just announced that partnership in January, I'm gonna go with no. They're not ready to announce anything. As a Star Wars nut, I absolutely would love to see them, but I'm going to go with no. How about Division 3? We talked about them probably elaborating on that timeline. Jason, do you think we see or get teased in some way Division 3?
I think not. I think they have all the other stuff going, and they still are making content for Division 2, so I'd say no.
Yod?
Yeah, I think it's Division 2. And all the little branches of
Heartland.
Stuff I think that's a safe bet.
They're connecting.
I'm going to agree with both of you. Last one here. This might be a little nuts. Splinter Cell. How long has it been since Splinter Cell fans got a fix?
Do the Wikipedia.
Right? It's been a while. Trust me. It's been a while.
I don't remember the last time.
Wow, 2013? Seriously?
Jeez.
Yup.
That's what the future, under the future section of Wikipedia, it says VR games. On September 16th, 2020, is announced that Facebook Connect, a VR version of the game, is coming exclusively to Oculus VR along with an Assassin's Creed game developed by Red Storm Entertainment. So, okay, that could be.
That's interesting, yeah.
That's reasonable.
All right, I'll go with yeah. Probably not what I want to see, but I'll say yeah, it'll probably be there.
I definitely don't want to see a VR game. Granted, I don't play Splinter Cell, so I don't care either way. But.
Before we leave Ubisoft and Gearbox Entertainment, on the Borderlands front, there is a movie being cast. Lilith, Tiny Tina, and Claptrap are like publicly available as far as who is who now, and a couple others as well. Jamie Lee Curtis tweeting things out, that some images and things like that. I get, this past week for MMO Bomb, I've gotten one email per day that is the same exact press release on this from a different representative, every single one of them emailing Magic Man at MMO Bomb and addressing it Jason. Every single one of them has been addressed Jason. Every single one of them. I could not.
I haven't gotten any of these.
I don't think I could care less about a Borderlands movie. I'm so far removed from caring about. I enjoy the Borderlands game. I like looter shooters, so I'm okay with the Borderlands franchise. I don't. The last thing I want to do is go watch a 2-hour movie with Jack Black voicing Claptrap. I can't do that.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Although I did enjoy the last two Jumanji movies. That was him in it, right?
Yes. I never saw them.
Yeah.
I never saw
them. But The Rock makes everything better.
So. Yeah, exactly. The Rock makes everything better.
All right, on Sunday. Now, these ones we have far fewer details, so we'll just kind of get basic thoughts off of everybody here. We've got Microsoft doing their conference with Bethesda. I think we all expect this to primarily be Starfield, right?
I mean, isn't that basically confirmed that it's going to definitely be Starfield there?
Right. But I'm talking about this presentation. Like, I can't imagine Dragon Age or Dragon Age.
Elder Scrolls.
Thank you. Elder Scrolls 6, like, leaking, and maybe a trailer or like a brief teaser like they've done in the past. But I think, like, this entire presentation is going to largely be Starfield. Microsoft has got its Halo stuff, but it's just weird that they're doing this Xbox and Bethesda game showcase. That, you know, yeah, they'll probably show a little bit of Halo Infinite in here too. I would have, maybe.
I'd hope so. I'd hope.
It also depends on if that game's even in production anymore.
yeah, a ballpark of if it's coming out this year or not.
But what we're guaranteed to see is yet another version of Skyrim available somehow.
Yes. And everything from Bethesda
is it on
now
the Epic Game
permanently
Store?
only on Microsoft.
I'm sure it
Is Skyrim on the Epic Game Store? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have the Epic Game Store. I was annoyed I had to boot up Origins on my computer.
No, it is not.
Search
So there you go.
Skyrim.
There's your announcement. There you
No
go.
results found.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that might be... Dude, if we peg this one, this show better just, like, go viral. Epic Game Store, Skyrim.
Yes.
We'll see.
That's
Square
the new
Enix
version.
also on day 2. Now, this one we do have a little more detail about. We're not going to go into a lot of detail here. Go watch the Relic Grind that we posted on Thursday where we kind of reviewed their official, like, they released, here's what we're going to talk about. It's probably not all they're going to talk about, but this is officially from Square. We're going to get a world premiere of a new game from Eidos Montreal on the Relic Grind. We kind of all speculated that's got to be something Tomb Raider related, right, Yad?
I would imagine so.
His 25th
I think
anniversary is going on.
Yeah,
and
it's about time for another one. Yeah, I think it's about time for another one.
that sound right to you, Jason?
Yeah, probably.
An update on Babylon's Fall, which you'd be forgiven if you've totally forgotten about, because
Yeah,
the last time we saw it was like 2018 E3. So we'll get an update on that one. Details about Marvel's Avenger expansion, Black Panther, War for Wakanda, and updates on upcoming in-game events. So I'm sure that'll please dozens of people. Deep dive.
So 12 people. You're saying it's going to please 12 people.
Right.
Literally 12.
Right. Go watch the Relic Grind. We did talk more in depth about that, about confirmed that they're not going to be overhauling the loot system in that game, which I think was nail in the coffin for my opinion. Deep dive on Life is Strange True Colors and a first look at Life is Strange Remastered Collection. Those have been previously teased in their summer showcase streams or whatever they called them. So we've previously seen that as well. I would imagine other things on the docket include probably some nod to Endwalker, right? That we all know that that's 5 or 6 months away. So, you know, I don't know what they would show. Maybe they'll just show the trailer that they showed at FanFest. Forspoken, Jason? I mean, that's got to come up, right? That has to come up.
What is Forspoken?
That's their, it used to be Project Athia.
Oh, that thing.
That RPG. It's supposed to come out in January. Yeah, it's supposed to come out in January.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be neat to see something about that. That looked cool.
Final Fantasy 16. Do you think we get any love there? It's been a while since the last time we saw anything new on that was late 2020 with details coming in 2021.
I think at best we get another pretty trailer or something.
Yeah.
Those portions, by the way, are unconfirmed. We don't know, but the first 4.
Square always reserves a little something in the back, in back of their hand to wow everybody with.
Yeah. Day 2 also
they're that kind of company.
Warner Brothers Games, Back for Blood, and 24 Entertainment are also being featured, as well as the PC Gaming Show and the Future Games Show. So we'll see like a smattering of trailers from all kinds of different people in that one.
What about what kind of state is Outriders in?
Yeah, so Outriders is having a little bit of a rough time right now. There's a couple bugs that they're still trying to get out of it. That
Wasn't that always the issue? Didn't people lose all their loot?
I really enjoyed the game, and Tark liked it. Kronos played the hell out of it. I still dabble in it. In fact, I just played it like 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? I don't know. Whatever it was. And recently, we'll go with, just in case I'm wrong. So I do enjoy, I still do enjoy the game. I haven't had any of like the one-shot damage not counting correctly bugs or inventory missing bugs. So I have, maybe a more positive view than many. How's it doing on Steam charts? I'm sure you already looked.
Still around 5,000, but that's way down from what it started at when it was like 40,000 or something its first month. But
yeah, I don't think you can complain with 5,000 people playing a game that came out months ago that is basically a single player experience.
Yeah.
But didn't you think then that might be they'd want to announce an expansion or something like that?
I would say yes, except for the fact that I think it was a Twitter discussion they were having with somebody, that they were asked about expansion, and they were like, we're not worried about that right now. We want to get the core experience, absolutely the best playable experience right now. So I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me to hear that they're working on one, but I don't know if they would be showcasing it at E3 already.
Sure.
They want to fine-tune everything that they already have out.
Exactly.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
And that's smart. That's good.
Even better to fine-tune that before you launch. Excuse me.
I mean, yes, there is
crippling
that
bugs
option.
after launch.
But obviously that didn't happen. So
Day 3, alongside press conferences from a bunch of indie developers, we'll see Mythical Games, Freedom Games, Razer, and Capcom will take place, as well as a diversity, equity, and inclusion panel discussion from Take-Two Interactive throughout the day. Verizon and Intellivision will also be featured, along with a session with Ven. Honestly, Day 3, I think, is kind of the weakest day for me. Like, I am totally not worried about missing something from Day 3 that I can't read in 15 seconds in an article. Maybe Capcom.
Yeah, maybe. But what I want to talk about, though, is I saw Intellivision there, and I was like, what, is this 1984? What is the deal? Well, apparently they have a console in production.
Yeah.
Really?
The retro.
Amico.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to be basically a couch co-op kind of. It doesn't have online gaming or anything like that. It's supposed to be a couch co-op kind of gaming platform ideally for like kids and families and whatever. Which, of course, you wouldn't have wanted to launch that last year because no one was going to get together. But it makes a little sense that it's something they're going to do. It makes sense that they're going to do that this year. It says release date controller October 10th, 2021. So, yeah, whatever. Maybe I would hope that means the actual console comes out as well. But yeah, so that's probably what they're going to be talking about then.
Maybe the controller is the console.
Yeah, and you also have that Atari thing coming out too. What
is that?
The reboot of the Atari console that's been supposed to launch every 6 months for like the last 2 years now.
What about the O-Box?
Right.
I bet it'll never die.
I am interested to see the diversity, equity, and inclusion panel because if I had to book somebody to do that, I don't know if Take-Two Interactive would have been the company I booked for that. Like,
no?
Not that they have like any of the problems that we've talked about with some other companies or anything like that. They don't have Ubisoft or Riot Games type scandals that are known or anything like that.
Well,
I'm just more like, do you really pick a company that big to come in and lecture on diversity and inclusion and things like that? Like, I would have liked to. I think I would have liked to have seen that handled with the indie developers in this context. When you're talking about an E3 presentation, because Take-Two's games. Go ahead.
I'd like to see both actually on the panel.
Oh
together.
No, I definitely want to see big company representation, but I don't want to see big companies do this presentation at a big company sponsored event.
No,
that's my thing. This is all supported by the ESA.
Right.
I don't want to
right.
see Blizz or Take-Two have the nerve to get on stage and talk diversity on their own platforms under their own rules. You know.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Anyway.
But yeah.
Day 3, I'm not worried about missing personally. Capcom interests me because we might see something Resident Evil related. But yeah. And the final day, of course, the big one there is the Nintendo Direct and Treehouse Live. Then we're going to see Bandai Namco, Eureka Games, and GameSpot. And then it'll finish off with the rewards or the awards. I will definitely want to check out Nintendo's Direct. The Treehouses, I kind of lose interest in the Treehouses. I know, Jason, you like the Treehouses.
I leave it on, but that's about the extent of it. Let's see if anything interesting happens.
Bandai Namco, I am definitely interested for a couple of reasons, like on MMO
That
Bomb.
Plus Unleashed news.
Yeah, on MMOBomb.com. That's not Bandai Namco, that's NeoWiz.
Oh, you're right.
Bandai Namco for MMOBomb.com. Maybe we'll see some Blue Protocol news. Looking forward to Blue Protocol. And on the not free-to-play front, Scarlet Nexus is like right around the corner, and I definitely want to see some more about that. Any of these like day 3, day 4 thoughts that you have, Jason? You want to lock a prediction in here on any of these?
I already predicted the Amico, the television Amico. They're going to announce it. There we go.
That's not a prediction.
What do you mean it's not a prediction?
So is day 3, day 4 like for you the same thing? Like just less interesting?
Oh, yeah. When are like when's like Sony doing their thing?
Sony's not there.
They're not even doing a thing at all.
No, they're doing their own event.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Their own event. That's what I mean.
They just did a state of play.
That's true, right?
We talked about it last week with Mike B on the show, and then
but I barely remember that.
I'm sure they're going to have something coming up, but yeah, they're not at E3 this year. They backed out, and I was just going to ask that. Do you feel the presence of Sony missing here? Because I kind of look at day 3 and 4, and I'm like, I look at day 3 and 4, and I'm like, you guys probably could have just made this 3 days and called it done on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the major console manufacturers. If they're not there, that's a big deal.
But we've seen that in the past too.
I mean, not there as in not even doing a thing anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because you normally want to showcase one console manufacturer a day, and it's that big thing during that day. And if you're missing one, then you might as well cut a day, because you can shove everything else into that other day.
Well, and then Microsoft condensed theirs with Bethesda, so it's like the other one of the big 3 has gone ahead and basically said, we're going to share the stage with somebody this year.
Bethesda was getting smaller. Them having their own. Remember, we were made fun of their individual show like for years now. So
that's true. That's true.
It was just another announcement.
Fallout 76. Yay! All right, so final prediction on E3 then. At the Nintendo Direct, Jason, do we get a Breath of the Wild sequel announcement?
I'm going to go with no, just because what everybody wants. And they're just going to screw us.
Yod?
I'm going to say yes.
I think I'm going to go with Yod.
They got to do it sometime.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Yod. And they already teased that they will have more to share later this year. So I'm going to go with yes on this one. I think we'll get an announcement. Now, I don't know, when that release date would be, but... All right, so E3, I think there's more and more a case for E3 to no longer be a thing as we keep going.
Downgraded like E2.
Well, they did change the name. Let me ask you this: do either of you? We covered this. Do either of you remember what they changed the name to?
Oh,
they changed what E3 stands for. Remember?
It was the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Yeah, it's no longer Expo. Is that it?
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
Experience.
John said that.
Yeah, experience of Expo.
Ooh.
Oh, it's still.
Ooh.
It still says Expo on the Wikipedia page. Let's see. And the website is www.e3expo.com.
Ooh.
So did they
Well,
really
yeah,
change it?
they
So now it's
bought
the now it's the
URL.
Electronic and Entertainment Experience Expo.
Experience. So it's E4.
That's E4.
Is that what-
It's E4. It's E4. Rebranding E4.
Oh my god.
All right. So let's cover one thing and then we'll hit some miscellaneous news and we'll wrap it all up here. Last week with Mike B on the show, again, thanks to Mike B for appearing. It was a lot of fun. We talked a little bit about Knockout Cities, the dodgeball, competitive game that was multi-platform and had just released that week. And we talked about it being free until May 30th if you wanted to check it out. Brought it back this week for two reasons. One, to just kind of update those watching that may have heard that. Last week, they changed that free trial. It is now unlimited. It's unlimited. You can play as long as it takes you to get to street rank 25, so level 25. And then you will no longer progress. But it's unlimited. You could go play it now, go do it tomorrow. Doesn't matter. I've played for 3 or 4 hours. I think I'm like level 4 or 5. You start opening up different leagues at 5 and different modes at level 10. So there's plenty of freeness there for you to go and experience and check out the game. I also wanted to bring it because I played it just to check it out for the show. I wanted to bring it back. I had Jason install it. I had Yod install it and play it. One of the things I want to try on the show sometime is doing like things with groups like this where it is 3v3, the core mode. So was going to have all three of us play live while we gave our thoughts of the game. We did not have time to test Yod's camera and gaming at the same time. But that is something that we're going to look at doing in other shows. If you think that would be interesting and you would like to see that, like when we have the chance to do that, bring a game, all three of us play it together, and kind of give you our reactions on having played it that week and playing it for the show. Let us know in the comments below if you would like to see that type of content, like I guess a live first look, giving our thoughts from playing it that week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, let us know in the comments below. I surprisingly enjoyed the hell out of this. Now, it is a little knacky when you first pick up the controls and learning how to curve the ball and dodge and catch and all that stuff. I found myself in the tutorial kind of like, oh, my God, it's going to take me an hour to remember where all these controls are. Then you jump into a match, and it kind of just flows. At least it did for me. Like the tutorial, I was like, okay, B does this, and A does this, and Y does this, and bumper, trigger. Okay, it does this and this and this. And then if I'm holding the joystick, it does this and this and this. But they're teaching it to you one little thing at a time. Then you play a match or two, and you're like, oh, these are actually kind of intuitive based on where directionals and where they go. I really enjoyed the hell out of this. I thought it was so cool to turn yourself into a ball and let your teammates pick you up and throw you at targets or power you into an ultimate so that you could control where you were going to go and explode. The different types of dodgeballs that give different type of abilities. I thought this was kind of hokey and dumb when I first saw it on Twitter a while ago. I played it, and I haven't bought it yet. I have not pulled the trigger on buying it yet. I'm still going to play it some more first, though. And I think that's a good thing, though, Jason, because I do want to play it some more. What did you think?
I remember when I first showed this, when they showed it off at the thing a little while ago, you were like, yeah, whatever.
I was.
Yeah. You were all like thumbing your nose up at it. But yeah, I played it too, and I kind of agreed with you. I think there's a lot there, and I still think I need a little more time. I played 2 matches, won one, lost one. Definitely need some more time to get myself more accustomed to the controls because there's enough variety there. You have a lot of different options, but it does take a little while to get used to them. Worst part for me is the last game I played with my controller was Nier Automata. So I keep wanting to use R2 to dodge and use L2 or the left trigger to catch the ball instead. But so I did a little button spammy at times, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I could definitely see it filling that kind of Rocket League-ish niche too.
Yeah, it is very
PvP sports-ish game.
Yeah, it is very in the spirit of a game like Rocket League when you start looking at the competitive aspects of it. And just a bajillion cosmetics and stuff like that with the option to buy for cash if you want to, but you also farm it in-game. There's a couple unique things I thought they were doing with the Battle Pass. Go check out the free-to-play cast that Jason and I did this Friday on mmobomb.com because we talked about this there, even though it's not technically free-to-play. But we thought their trial thing was neat. Yod, what happened? I made you play this, and you were like, wait a minute, why are we even talking? Literally, our conversation in Discord was like, is news that slow that we're going to talk about Knockout City? And I was like, no, not really, but we did mention it last week. There's been changes to it, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to see if you guys do too. So, Yod, after your initial surprise of me asking you to play it, what did you think?
I hopped into it. At first, I had some graphic driver issues. Apparently, I've never updated the graphic drivers on this Surface because I haven't really played any games on it. It's for drawing. But anyways, I did have fun. It is a fun game. I do suck at it. But it is kind of fun playing dodgeball and running around, tossing balls at people and not knowing where the enemy is kind of interesting because on PvP games, I'm used to having some kind of radar. So that was a little interesting.
Yeah, no map. Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I tried playing with the keyboard, and that didn't work so well. This is definitely a controller game.
Oh, 100%.
So I had to grab the Xbox One controller and plug it in, and then it was, quite a bit better. It was fun. Like I said, it's fun. But
I'm going to read you a Steam review just to help you out if you are on the fence on this one from Shark Blood. I just gravitate towards games with a lot of ball action. Something about mastering the ball handling and improving my ball skill performance just hits home with me. Call me a lover of balls if you want. But if you sometimes find yourself desiring fun ball play, give this game a chance.
Nice.
We should have Mike B on for this week. Balls in your mouth and everything.
Yeah, actually, I'm stunned, Jason, because I know you looked at this and you were like, that could be neat. And I was like, please, don't bring this to my attention.
Yeah, it's great.
And now I'm like, I might fucking give you $20 to own this game. I don't know yet. I still play a lot of Rocket League, so that might fill that itch enough for me. We'll see. Let's regroup next week and see if we've played it at all. If any of the three of us have played it at all.
$20 isn't bad, is the thing.
No,
for a game like this. $20 isn't bad. It's not like it's a $60 game.
They're doing kind of like the same thing I could see that Rocket League did, right? It was like $20, $25, right. And then eventually they took the price tag off, and hey, they already had a free-to-play model. That's kind of like the path I see this. I just don't see it going a few years like Rocket League did before it does that. I kind of think that they're going to go the free-to-play route a little faster than that.
It can be quicker.
All right, some miscellaneous news before we check out of the show today. Jason... Jason sent a picture because last week, if you remember, if you were here and watching, and we appreciate that, and especially if you decided to come back this week, we were showing a picture of a news article in which we were talking about the topics, the games in the article, but the picture looked like it was actually the late Princess Diana selling computers. Like the clerk in the picture looked exactly like them. So Jason, to one-up that, has supplied us with this, Jason, and if you could explain to our viewers who might not be internationally aware of things, what is going on in this image here from this past couple of months?
Hang on, let me get the exact title right here. I want to make sure I get this. Okay, the Chancellor.
Yes,
that is Angela Merkel.
It is Angela Merkel, yes.
Angela, the Chancellor of Germany, the actual world leader of Germany, playing Farming Simulator at a convention.
At Gamescom, in fact. In Germany.
Well, yeah. So apparently, simulators are really big in Germany.
She's not selling anything.
No.
She's not selling anything. So we have the English selling things in pictures. We have leadership in Germany enjoying some Farming Simulator.
I do love the two employees that are just smiling up a storm. Like, look at that.
Right.
It's like when
they're like, this is going to make such a great picture. This is going to make such a great Dude, we're getting bonuses. I got to ask this question, though. Who the hell plays a simulator game demo at a convention? Really?
You gotta know what you're getting into.
Oh, yeah, because you
course.
can totally understand what you're getting into with a good simulator game in the 10 minutes you have to check
You're
out
driving
something
a
at
big tractor. What else do you need to know?
You gotta know if it, actually simulates how farming works. I can't even finish that.
You both are out of your damn
Sorry.
minds. You both are
can't
out of
I would go.
your
I would go to a
minds.
convention
No.
with nothing but simulator demos.
Yeah, okay, Mad Martha is true. Goat Sim you can get in 5 minutes. I understand. I stand corrected. Mad Martha, you are absolutely right. On the other side of our behind-the-scenes Discord chat, Yod, the resident artist, decided, hey, I want to talk about Dark Horse instead. And so I put them both in the show. What the hell's going on with Dark Horse Comics that you want to bring it onto a video game show?
I mean, Dark Horse is in cahoots with a few gaming companies. They have produced a few comics related to video games, like Horizon Zero Dawn. Can't think right now. Dragon Age.
Oh, yeah. They did Witcher
and a few
stuff
others.
too, didn't they?
They also do really good art books. I've got the Mass Effect one sitting over here, but I'm afraid if I reach over there,
Of course you do.
but I'm afraid if I reach over there, my camera's gonna fuzz out again. So I'm gonna leave it over there.
No sudden movements.
Yeah. But yeah, they do really, really nice art books.
Yeah,
And-
okay.
and-
So
and
why did you want me to put
things
these
like
in
that.
the notes for a video game show?
Actually, you put those in the notes for video game show, but apparently
You
according
linked
to
it
the
to
article,
me, sucker.
did I?
Yes.
So apparently Dark Horse
You
is
put it in
actually...
Ready Check's chat a few days ago.
Yeah, I did. Apparently Dark Horse is getting into making video games.
Oh, that could be interesting. That could be interesting.
Hopefully they're working it better than how they handle their warehouses, though, because if you want any back issues from them, you're not finding it. They
Well, that's
have no
every
idea
comic-
what
that's
they have
every
in their
comic book.
warehouse.
Publisher, practically.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. They don't have. They have no idea what stock they have is the problem, or where to find it, which warehouse it's in, if they even have it.
I think the coolest part of this, if they're able to pull it off, though, Jason, is
Right.
I think the coolest part here is that they're looking to actually do games for smaller entities, right? Bringing their comics and stuff to the video game space rather than what they've, as Yod pointed out, what they've normally done. Okay, let's take Dragon Age and make it a comic, take The Witcher and make it a comic. They're looking to, create games based on franchises that really don't have, everybody watching them, which I think is kind of cool.
'Cause they can't make a Dragon Age
Yeah.
game.
Right.
Someone else is doing that. But yeah, I mean,
and that would be really cool. I mean, I'd love to see a Hellboy game out. If
that-
if they can work
That's
that
what
out.
I read. I read one of the responses to that. They were like, "Yeah, they mentioned Hellboy in the article. That's the only one they have."
Yeah.
Right, because and that is, once again, that stems from their inability to figure out if they have the backstock or not. Like Usagi Yojimbo, which was long
Yeah.
time on Dark Horse, they jumped ship because if you don't know if you've actually got that stock in stock, how are you going to make me money?
But they're apparently still doing some stuff for them, like some compilations. So that would be a pretty cool game.
Q
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
honestly, we don't know what of what we link in chat anyone's going to actually care about anyway. So, I guess that's
That's true.
All right, a couple more here. I saw this as it was happening, and initially I thought it was somebody joking on Twitter. And then a few hours later, found out this wasn't a joke, it was real. And then a little later, saw the apology. So I watched this one personally unfold in real time, okay? Injustice 2, the fighting game, particularly the mobile, Injustice 2 mobile, came under fire a little bit this past week. And if you don't know why, it's because for their Pride Global Challenge to celebrate Pride, they asked its players to beat the piss out of a well-known LGBT plus character, Poison Ivy from, the Batman series, who, by the way, is officially in canon through tweets on the DC Comics account, was described as bi, and that her and Harley Quinn were in a romantic relationship. So it's not even like viewers kind of thought Poison Ivy was bi or anything like that. No, it is.
Well, viewers insisted that they were, and then DC higher ups went, "That's a good idea," and ran with it.
Like 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah.
But it goes back 25 years to the old animated show. But whatever.
No. But yeah.
So this was actually on their Twitter. Global Pride Challenge Day update. Together, you've taken down entangled Poison Ivy 175,000 times. Keep up the great work, heroes. Defeat Poison Ivy 225,000 more times to unlock the first reward tier. Now, this was literally done as a Pride Global Challenge event as well. This wasn't just unfortunate timing on a stupid side event a mobile game was running. This was their Pride Global Challenge. The other two challenges, I bet you're really wondering what these were, right?
A little bit.
The first other one was just some new gifts for logging in each day of the week, and the other one, you got some hero shards in that one, and the second event was a sale in the game store. This one beat the piss out of our bi character. Of course, this led to an apology, which is just as awkward as you can imagine that it probably is. We recognize associating our latest global challenge with pride was insensitive and inappropriate. Real-life violence against the LGBTQIA plus community and women within that community in particular is all too common, and we should actively engage in efforts to end LGBTQIA plus violence, not normalize it. We apologize to the greater community, but especially LGBTQIA plus members. We're committed to listening and doing better. Fuck you. Fuck you. We're committed to listening and doing better because you have to listen to be able to parse the idea that maybe encouraging your players to beat your bi character 400,000 times might not be the best way to celebrate pride.
Right.
Are you kidding me? We're listening and trying to get better. Go eat a dick. Anyway. Go ahead, Jason.
Forgotten it within a week.
Apparently, she's also a playable character, so they could have easily just went, use this character X amount of times to do this.
Yeah, she's probably like in a loot box. You have to open 350 times. So,
Oh my god. Unreal.
Jesus.
Unreal. Like, absolutely unreal. I thought it was a joke initially. Like, I thought somebody doctored an image and, made it look like their Twitter and then retweeted that, that image. And I was like, that's really in poor taste. But I just moved on, right? I was like, whatever. And then, like, 2 hours later, I was like, oh, shit, they're actually doing that. What is wrong with them? And then a while later, the apology came. It was just, whatever. Jason, you want to get paid to play games?
thought I was doing that already.
Well, how about paid more?
Okay, yeah.
Frontier Bundles is offering $2,000 right now, $1,000 each for a pair of friends. So you and a friend each get $1,000.
Well, I'm out.
If you're willing to play 21 hours of video games together and report back on your experience. Why? They want to know, Yod, if people play video games better when they do it themselves or with someone on their side that they don't want to disappoint, like a friend.
I could tell them that right now after playing Destiny for so long, which Destiny 2, my favorite game, and I hate it. But yeah, it's much better with friends. There, can you give me the money now?
No, it's not much better. It's your performance. That's what they want to know.
Yes.
Like, do you
yes,
perform
my
better in the
performance
game?
is much better with friends.
I don't. I perform better when I'm alone because
Actually,
I'm like so worried. I'm like, Jason's gonna make fun of me in this first look. I gotta miss. I don't miss.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
miss. Fuck, I missed. I missed.
I know
It
I'd do worse
depends
if
on
we
the
were playing-
game mode. If it's
kidding.
PvP and they're on my
Yeah.
team, yeah, I'm playing better that way.
Whereas if I played Overwatch with Mike, it would absolutely tank my rating.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I mean that has nothing to do with us working together or playing solo. It would be a horrible KDR. You can apply at frontierbundles.com until June 18th, and if the $1,000 for each of you isn't enough, 2 sets of winners from anywhere in the U.S. that they pick to do this, you don't have to play together in person, and they're going to send you a swag bag with a Nintendo Switch Lite, access to modern video game favorites and retro video game classics, as well as snacks. And so you're going to get a whole swag bag if you want to do it. They're only looking for 2 pairs. 2 pairs.
So you have to be in the U.S. So I mean, but for
Yeah, it has to be
$1,000,
US.
Martha, you could fly.
Martha
over
is
and, you
out.
know.
yeah.
Yeah, but you fly over to the U.S. That'll be less than $1,000. You know, you just
Yeah.
play for 21 hours, you head back. There you go.
Nintendo won a $2.1 million lawsuit against ROM Universe's owner.
Yep.
A $2.1 million lawsuit.
Yep.
Now, this has been going on for a while. In the last couple of years, Nintendo has very aggressively been going after some long-running ROM sites. I'm not going to give their names, but we probably all know them. Now, this one that we're talking about as far as ROM Universe goes, this was filed way back in 2019. The site has since been shut down. The owner of the site, Matthew Storman, chose to defend himself in court without an attorney and kind of tried to argue that the site is legal in the eyes of the law because I never personally put any of the ROMs there. But not only was that kind of deemed you're not telling the truth because in previous depositions you said you did upload ROMs, but because you were selling a subscription to take away the buffer time and all of that stuff, you were profiting on this situation, and shutting down the site was not enough. Nintendo wanted a lot of money here. They wanted like $15 million in the original. The court said the site isn't damaging you anymore, but you are awarded $2.1 million. So
That's a lot of money.
From
That
a
is a
single
lot of
individual who decide, like, you absolutely, I guess, Jason, have the right to defend yourself in court if you want to in the United States. However, I don't think the best time to get funky with that stuff is when Nintendo is the one suing you.
Don't do that crap, kids. Just don't.
It's never a good time to represent yourself.
Well,
Ever.
not that part. Well, that's stupid too. But still, just don't try to rob from Nintendo. Just don't.
Well, there is that too. There was
Or
they
any other
actually
video game
shut
developer.
a dealer's room down at a convention I was at because somebody in there was selling bootlegs, and they shut the entire room down until they figured out who it was, and then had that.
That's
person removed.
every convention should be shut down then.
Right?
Well,
Shut
if you
'em all
invite
down.
Nintendo there, you better vet your dealers to make sure they're not selling bootlegs.
Do not represent yourself when you're getting sued in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by Nintendo. If Billy Mitchell sues you, go ahead, represent yourself. Go ahead, represent yourself.
If I sue you, go ahead.
Yeah, if Jason sues you, go ahead and represent yourself because he's going to be representing himself too.
Yeah.
Last
Is
up,
it gonna be
I
like
put this
on
in here
Judge
just
Judy?
because of Jason and his love of things being delayed due to COVID. IGN wrote an article this past week, why game delays have gotten worse in 2021, and it's not just because of COVID. With the sub-headline, game release dates were always hard to get right, but now it's almost impossible, written by Matt T.M. Kim. I sent this to the crew here just to get their takes on it because after reading it, I thought it didn't answer its own headline. in any way whatsoever. It says a lot of stuff that I'm sure all of you have already like been able to infer, right? COVID doesn't help. Budgets don't help. Marketing, you know, they don't want to delay things because marketing and distribution and all this stuff is impacted by that. You can burn retailers if you need proof. See the Sega Saturn. And a bunch of like just... Jason, I don't know. The article, normally I bring an article on here and I'm like, you got to go check this article out. They did a really nice job with it. I'm not a big fan of the site, but this article, I was like, I went back to look at the headline to just see if it was did I misread it? And it was just like, reasons games might be delayed. Generic reasons why delaying a game is not a good thing. But no, it was like, why game delays have gotten worse in 2021, implying that they have gotten worse, and there's a specific reason this year, and it's not just because of COVID. And then it literally just addresses the most common sense last 30 years type things. I don't know, but I thought you would get a kick out of it because you're sick of everybody blaming COVID.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who read that article and was kind of confused by it. Because not only that, but they spend like half of it mentioning COVID. It's like, well,
yeah, and talking about percentages of productivity lost for having to resort to home, but they bring Yoshi P in it. He wasn't interviewed for it. They're just quoting him from some other sources.
From another interview on the same side, on IGN. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's wow.
But the other thing that I get at too that bugs me, it's not just COVID, but when a game is delayed, what's the reason we're here for it, guys? Making games is hard. It's like, yeah, it is. I know. So is everything.
So is life, son.
I mean,
let me tell you a little bit about it.
For you. I get it's not as simple as as a lot of people think it is, but yeah, it is. You don't hear when a movie is delayed. You don't hear the director going, we want to get this out by this holiday season. But making movies is hard.
Making games is hard, huh? Let me tell you a little bit about making this game.
That one wasn't hard. That was easy. And it came out on time. Although I will say, one of the things they talk about too, in like talking about like getting your supply lines, your shipments out and whatever, that was a thing in the CCG world.
Oh yeah. It's a huge thing right now, by the way. All these games are having a hard time.
Well, especially back when there were 83 CCGs coming out and the printers only had so much space. You had to reserve your 2-week window or whatever for printing and bundling or whatever.
Right.
And if you didn't make that, you had another 3, 4, 5 months before you could get in again. So
yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy TCG just had Opus 13 delayed, and then was delayed for a month just in the West here in the United States. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, I mean, they're all having a hard time of it right now, keeping those distribution lines.
Prismine, go buy all the 24 CCG you can.
I think Prismine misses the 24 show, not the 24 trading card game. This is a brick of starter decks, by the way.
I did not even realize that was a CCG.
Yeah, I got to mail this to Jason so that he can autograph it right here.
There you go. Yeah,
right there.
I'll put it right there. Well, not there because I'm gonna rip off the plastic. Then
I'm not gonna. Fucking think I'm gonna open it for it, but that is super valuable.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about this one. It's super valuable. I owned the 24 card game. I had a starter deck and maybe a couple booster packs or whatever because Damina and I loved the show. So we wanted to play the game. We were like, it's probably not good, but we'll play it. This was long before I knew who Jason Winter was.
Yeah.
I mean, this is well before, obviously, Game Breaker. It's back when 24. So I found mine, and they were loose, and they were laying around, and I realized I don't have the box anymore. And I wanted to get the box and put it back there just to jab Jason a little bit and have it in the background as a nice little homage to him. Okay? Jason was one of the lead designers, though.
On the CCG, not on the show.
Of the CCG. He's one of the 2 lead designers. So I went online and I was like, I'm just going to order a starter deck so that I have a box. I can have it in the background. It'll be a nice little homage to Jason's past in the backdrop here too. And so I go online and I order one, and it was like, I go to eBay or Amazon. It was like $7. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
$7 for a box starter, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I just want one. It was one starter, basic
one
training
starter
starter,
deck. Okay.
$7. They ship it. The package comes, and I'm like, why is the box that big? It's because for $7, I got a brick of starter decks, not just one starter deck. Now, I went back and looked to see if maybe I misread the description or anything. I didn't misread the description. It said one basic training starter deck. And they said, so I have a feeling that whoever was shipping them on Amazon was like, oh my God, somebody ordered one. Send them a fucking brick. Get these the hell out of here. Because they sent me a brick of 6. I paid $7 plus shipping.
You can include it in
We
your
either
inventory.
ship it
Dark
or
Horse
we
should do
burn
that.
them.
All of them are the same though, right, Jason? There was like no variance between the
I think
basic
we had
training.
I think there was like the basic part of it. We had a booster pack inside as well. But
Oh,
the actual
really?
decks were the same, I think.
Expand your collection. Look for first edition booster packs available at 2007. Each basic training box contains everything you need to begin. 2 24 card decks, game rules, special directive cards, bonus elite cards, and 2 foils exclusive to this product. You can crack one open and begin playing with your friends in minutes. And then it just advertises the Day 0 tactical packs and first edition boosters.
Okay.
So I would think that they're all the same.
Yeah, probably.
Let's go do Game of the Week, gentlemen. What do you think? I'm going to give it to 24, the trading card. No, I'm not. I'm actually going to give it to Knockout City. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I think you have nothing to lose by going to try and play it. It is free to level 25. It is cross-platform. It's on basically everything. I'm playing it on Steam. If you like that type of, wacky, competitive, but there is a skill-based ceiling on it, if you Rocket League, that type of thing, I'm all for it. It's my game of the week. Go check it out. What you got, Jason?
So I'm kind of sad that I didn't do this last week when Mike was on, but a few months ago, he tweeted out that he was going to stream Unfortunate Spacemen.
Yeah.
Which is a game you and I have played a little bit. And
yeah, on MMO.
I got in on that. And played a few rounds with them. And it's, in case you don't know, it's like Among Us in that you have to figure out who the bad guy is. In this case, you're all space men on a station or whatever. And there's an alien that's going to be disguised as a spaceman. He can become an alien and go kill people and whatever. So it's really cool. It's more of it's like I said, it's like Among Us with more guns, basically. And it's like a 3D game, so it's not like a little mobile type game. So pretty cool to play. And in case you're wondering, it came out or it was developed, maybe not before Among Us came out, but before Among Us was a big deal. So it's not like copying it. It was more original than that. Although the whole concept comes from the old Werewolf or Secret Hitler games, whatever. But
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. It's something that's free to play, so it's definitely worth checking out if you can get a few friends or even just jump in the public lobbies and see what you can do.
What you got, Yod? You're going up against Knockout City and Unfortunate Spacemen. Remember, viewers, you got to let us know in the comments which one of the three of us gives the best recommendation here for Game of the Week.
Well, you guys talking on Relic Grind this week had me thinking about Parasite Eve, so I'm going to go with Parasite Eve.
You can't go wrong with Parasite Eve.
One of my favorite games on PS1.
That needs a remaster.
It really does.
That was the point that I made on the Relic Grind. Yeah, we were talking
about
a
sequel too, right?
We were.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There's 3 of them.
I don't think I played those. Just the original.
Yeah, we were talking last week's
2.
The Relic Grind on Thursday, which is on YouTube, was all about our different favorite Final Fantasy stuff, and we did live reaction polls with our chat, and they could chime in with their favorite mainline game, favorite hero, all that stuff. And one of the questions in the poll that everybody was taking was the series that needs to be remastered or rebooted the most. And mine was Parasite Eve. So definitely. You got the original Parasite Eve from Yod. You've got Unfortunate Spaceman from Jason. You got Knockout City from me. Let us know in the comments on ReadyCheckRadio.com or underneath the YouTube video which gave the best recommendation for the week. And if you've got a game you want to recommend to us, go ahead and throw it down there as well. Chat, don't go anywhere. Right after this show, we, of course, go live with another streamer. Tonight, it's Torchwick. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm here. Are we continuing Resident Evil on games older than me? You're only allowed to play games that came out before you were born. Right now, you're doing Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation. Are we going to finish it today?
I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot left, but I've never played it before. That's part of the appeal. So there could be 7 hours, there could be 2.
Do we have a backup in case you do beat it?
If I do beat it in like an hour and a half or something, I need to fill in. I do have some NES games that we can run through.
Oh, just have like a smorgasbord mixed kind of bag at the end of the stream? That would be cool.
I always have like 8 or 10 in case things go awry.
Cool. Chat, hang tight. Torchwick will go live right after this show. After the post show, we'll go dark for 20 seconds, relabel it, and bring it back up. We, of course, will be back next Saturday, 7 p.m. with another episode of Gaming Gumbo. Don't miss Snowbound, our Blizzard podcast, Tuesdays at 7 p.m., and The Relic Grind, our Square Enix Final Fantasy XIV podcast, on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And then, of course, we'll give you our Day 1 wrap-up next Saturday evening from E3 and see how many of our initial predictions were sure to go wrong. Until then, Yad, where can everybody find you?
Yado Works on Twitter. Yado Works on Facebook. For a little while longer, we're still delving into Diablo 3 on Thursdays with Faye here on Check Raideo, and of course here on Gaming Gumbo on Saturdays.
Jason.
Find me on Twitter at Winter Informal, streaming at twitch.tv/JasonWinter, and also streaming here at 8 p.m. or whenever Snowbound is done on Tuesday.
I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there at MagicMan1, but more importantly, follow at RC Radio, RAIDEO, and we'll let you know every time we go live with a show or a streamer. Stay safe. We'll see you on the servers.